So, I'll get on to making polymer slime. You're going to get 2 bottles. This is PVA, which is polyvinyl alcohol, and that's a liquid. And that is borax. You're going to mix these together.
Cara and Oliver are among 300 Year 10 pupils visiting a day-long science fair at Barnsley College in South Yorkshire.
Is anyone want red or blue?
Red or blue?
Yeah, sure.
Universities from all over the region are holding workshops at the college with the aim of turning kids onto science and hoping it may encourage some to go on to study science at university.
I want young people to think that science is a worthwhile career. It's fun, it's something that they'll have a career in for the rest of their life. I think there's still the stereotypical view of the man with the white fuzzy hair being a bit mad, while a lot of scientists are very cool and very with it. Taking a degree in science doesn't narrow actually your opportunities, it actually broadens your opportunities a lot more than, say, just taking accountancy.
The event's organised by Aim Higher, a government-funded programme which aims to get more young people to aspire to go on to higher education, especially those from families with no tradition of higher education. Cara and Oliver's teachers in no doubt the science fair's a good opportunity.
Most of the pupils that we've got today haven't got anybody in the family with higher education, and that's one of the criteria for the Aim Higher. If they've not had anything in their family, they just see what their parents or their immediate family have done and think that's the norm and that's what they're going to be doing. It just gives them another idea of what's ahead, really, what they can do.
Other Aim Higher events the pupils have attended have already had an impact.
I think I definitely want to move on to college, then on to university, if I possibly can.
I just think it'd be interesting to see what it's like, and I don't want to be stuck at home doing nothing.
Can you all bring your slime here, please? We're going to make a big slime mountain.
The venue itself is significant. By holding the event at Barnsley College, the Year 10s get their first taste of the place. As schools in Barnsley don't have sixth forms, the majority of pupils who continue beyond GCSEs will come here.
We're struggling in Barnsley to get people into science education, and this came up, and it's an excellent way. And it's also mixing pupils from all the different schools together. So when they do come to Barnsley College, it's not a new thing, and we're worried about it because they already know people that are going to be there.
Aim Higher's Student Ambassador programme is seen as key to getting more young people to stay on in education. Students from the college, dressed in red T-shirts, are on hand to answer any questions pupils might have about studying there in the future and to share their experiences.
My name's Daniel Wright and I'm studying A-levels at Barnsley College. I'm studying chemistry and mathematics. My plans for the future are to hopefully go to a local university and study chemistry at degree level. I think it's a very noble and really useful thing to be trying to promote young people's aspirations for the future, especially in the sciences, which is an integral part of study. And even if one student goes away happier and wanting to go into a career or even wanting to study science when they didn't before, then it's been worthwhile.
Emma Seaman is another volunteer today. She thinks attitudes to higher education have changed a little from her parents' day, but is aware that applying to university, like she has, is still unusual here.
My parents left school at 16 and they went straight into employment and kind of got a job, got a house and kids sort of thing. I mean, a lot of people in my school are doing exactly the same. As soon as they finish your GCSEs at 16, they're just off and straight into employment and into the big wide world. Only a very small percentage have come on to college, and I suppose an even small percentage will go on to university.
The UK has one of the highest school dropout rates in the industrialised world. In Barnsley, only 66% continue their education after 16, compared to the national figure of 87%. But Aim Higher is getting good results from its work linking students and schools.
Being involved with Aim Higher, I've been to summer schools at universities and stayed over. I've also helped other children in schools to try and convince them to come to college and university. And one child actually decided to go to college from me and some other Aim Higher students speaking to her, and I actually saw her at college a few weeks ago, so I'm really pleased about that.
There is still much work to be done. Nationally, 30% of young people are now going on to higher education. But in the Barnsley area, that figure goes down to only 20%.
What we're trying to do is find as many different ways as we can of mixing young people who are currently in further education or higher education and trying to get them working in different ways with pupils who are at schools so that the young people can be sort of role models.
The content of today's workshops is designed to highlight the role of chemistry and to demonstrate its practical application in a whole range of jobs.
This little session is all about cosmetics, because you're going to make a shampoo, or you could make a body wash, or you could make a hair gel. It's all on this page. If you find it in your booklet, it says where science meets fashion. Hopefully, you can make at least 2 different products today. All right, off you go.
I want to make hair gel or shampoo.
Both, because they said we can make food in it. So we'll make some hair gel and then we'll make some shampoo to wash it out.
How do we know how to make it? Where does it say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky, that.
It's all sticky.
Basically what we're hoping to achieve is that the kids who come can get an idea that chemistry isn't just about what they're learning in the classroom, that it's not just about textbooks, that you can let yourself go a little bit and just mix up some ingredients.
We're making a shampoo and at the moment we're just adding the thickener, which is sodium chloride.
I think a lot of kids maybe don't have much idea of what university is about, but I think they're so used to change that actual fact I think they're quite relaxed more relaxed perhaps than we think about the idea of going to university.
So what are you going to call it then?
I don't know.
Now this mixture has been recovered from a crime scene. Right? Somebody's been attacked, right? And as part of the evidence, a T-shirt has been recovered.
Sheffield Hallam University has invented a dramatic scenario to engage the students in learning about the process of chromatography.
We're acting as a forensic scientist. There's been an accident, well, a murder, and he's found some fabric which is believed to be blood. We've got to work out whose blood it is.
It's very easy to come up with something like a forensic application because obviously they see that on the television and everything else. And of course science isn't really like that. But the basic principles of chemistry can be easily explained within this sort of more interesting context.
I think this sort of science helps and gives it a bit more excitement of what you're going to do.
The government is very strong on the idea of the knowledge economy, really. And yet, the trend that we've seen over the years, of course, is for less and less pupils to want to take sciences, both at school and then further at university. And I think if we're to manage and maintain our knowledge economy and keep ahead in that way, then we have to find ways of encouraging pupils to continue to do science. Now, in many ways, we have to do it now at this time when they're just making their decisions about what subjects they're going to take. Because really, once they've done their GCSEs, the die is cast and that's where they are. And so we have to show them that science can be quite exciting, really, and very much the future for them, I think.
And there's a national requirement for people in future employment, particularly in jobs in the NHS. And if we don't do something to encourage young people into chemistry and science, then we're going to have a lack of skills for us when we get into our old age. And we've got, we need the pharmacists and the radiographers and things to be able to do that.
It seems to me that we should aim to have everyone who can benefit from a university education should be encouraged to do that and allowed to do that if that's what they want to do. And things like Aim Higher, I think, will really hopefully show the children that they can aspire to go to university. I think one of the most important things is making sure that university lecturers appear to be more approachable than perhaps they would appear from the schools.
And my dad's a scaffolder and my mum really hadn't got an education, really. Makes you feel more confident to come to things like this. Today, college, but it also gave you an insight into university, I think, as well. It helps a lot.
Follow me.
Not only have they met professors from universities and found out that they're actually real people, that they've been working within the labs, that they've done some really exciting activities with them, things that they can understand. So in a way it's start trying to remove some of the fears about going into higher education.
The morning session is over.
Some parts were interesting and some were boring.
It's good here, so I think I might end up coming here like to do forensics or do stuff with science or be a science teacher.
Like doing practical, making slime and and then we went on to this like forensic one, didn't we? And we had to like separate like this blood from like dye from t-shirt and stuff.
The Year 10s are now on their way to the Sports Centre for an afternoon looking at science in relation to sport.
What we're hoping to do here is using sport as the hook, really try and encourage students to think about furthering their study after school. A lot of these kids won't automatically choose to go on and study at university. So by providing them with a very inspiring activity might encourage them to go on to study either chemistry or in fact just study at university to widen their opportunities.
There's not always been a sort of natural progression for young people in South Yorkshire. I think a lot of people in this area haven't always had an experience of going on to further and higher education, but that is changing, and one of the things that Aim Higher is doing is sort of opening up the options and the opportunities that are now available for young people. So some of our ambassadors are the young people who've gone off to Nottingham University or other, Manchester Met University, and they're maintaining links with their old schools.
Sports science students from Barnsley College are helping out with the afternoon's activities, performing the role of ambassadors for the college and remembering how they felt before they joined.
When I was younger, I thought I'd go and get a job straight away after school, but after talks with colleges and stuff, that it's persuaded me to do a sports course, and I'm into sports, so it took me fancy and I thought I'd do it. I got involved with Maya to share experiences with younger children who think they can't afford to go to college and just sharing experiences to say there's grants that can help you pay for it, like EMA, which is a government grant. It helps you afford your travelling to college and your food that you might need to buy.
2 minutes.
Shot, mate, well done.
Well, it's just helping them get a better understanding of what college is about and what you can do. So if they ask us any questions, we can tell them the truth of what it's like. Because maybe they're unsure about coming, so it's just helping them decide what they want to do in the future.
Cara and Oliver have enjoyed their day.
I thought the sports activities we've just done really helped us understand more sports and how science is used in the sports.
The boy that was coming round our group in the sports, he used to come to our school, so seeing him at the college, it made me think that if he can do it, so can I.
Well, I think today's been a great experience. I've learnt quite a lot of things from it.
I think today has been really helpful, and that I'm going to really think about a lot more about college and university. Because I wanted to go, but now it's made me think a lot more about it, and I think it's definitely worth it.